According to the official website of the Game Awards, the opinion of the fans counts in the selection of the winners, but the value of their vote is much smaller than of that the jury. Thus, the jury's decision counts for 90% compared to 10% of the popular vote. I actually saw a tweet about this. I want to look at it real quick. This is crazy. And so let's actually go to the website ourselves. The Game Awards. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull this up. What can I expect? How are nominees selected? Okay, so the award process. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. The Game Awards is rigged from the start. 90% of the vote is from a voting jury. Guess who's on the jury? And so how are winners selected? Let's go ahead and read this. This is going to be directly from their website. Winners are determined by a blended vote between the voting jury and the public fan voting. So 90% of the votes for this is from a voting jury, and 10% of the votes from this are from the fans. This was always the case. Fans can vote for their favorite games on thegameawards.com. In China, fans can vote on the winners via Bilibili. Fan voting closes on Wednesday, December 11th. Yeah, that's right. So basically, they always have... Why even have a vote? To get people to interact with it, to get them invested. It's pretty simple. Nominees, how are nominees selected? Nominees for the categories of the Game Awards are chosen by an international jury of over 100 global media and influencer outlets. And so this is them, I guess, listing all the outlets that they're using. Is it not loading? No, it's not. Okay. Let me go back then. It's 80%. Will journalists decide the Game Awards? Specialized juries also convene for other categories like esports. Ballots are tabulated. Game Awards producer Jeff Keighley is not a member of the jury. Why do you use this jury for select nominees? Given the sheer number of games released each year, as well as the extended time required to fully evaluate a product, a voting outlet approach allows a widest possible critical assessment. A ballot submitted to the Game Awards represents the collective opinion of an entire outlet. Why don't fans 100% select the winners? This is a great question. Let's find out the reason for it. Creating a 100% fan vote presents several challenges. First, given that some games are exclusive to one platform, a fan vote puts a single platform game at an inherent disadvantage over multi-platform titles. Well, isn't that the risk that you run? I mean, if you choose to make your game available to less people, then... I mean, doesn't that affect the quality of the game? I mean, to a certain extent. Yeah, I mean, if people can't play the game, I think that definitely affects it. In addition, it's important that the winners cannot be socially engineered in any way. We find that a blended vote is the most credible and authentic way to select winners. Here's the problem with this. It's that the social engineering is happening, but it's not happening by the users, it's happening by the people that are these outlets. Or take a stupid, Zelda won several times, being one console. It's not always a decision to release your game only on one platform. Well, it's always a decision to decide to enter into a contract that commits you to releasing it on one platform. It's gaslighting, yeah. Are voting outlets given free or advanced copies of the games? That's just whatever. What's the cutoff date for eligibility? How are live service games handled? They have like a separate category for it. Early access games available for nomination. Do you have any sponsors or advisory board members have an increased chance of nomination? Entry fee. No, there's no entry fee. Are game companies made aware of the nominees and winners in advance? Are they afraid of vote botting? I think that this is, I think it's a very big mistake, because this is who's on the jury. So they've listed, these are the partners and the people that they're working with. So we have here, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these groups. Pride, a web mag that doesn't even focus on games and exists solely to push activism. I wonder why they are on the panel. Storytelling is an act of resistance. So this is basically just a, this is like an identity politics group of people that's now voting on which video game should win. That's great. Yeah, let's have people whose entire existence is dedicated to fighting for identity politics, deciding which video games are good. Great idea. IGN, fans everything is a 7, Starblade is killing women. Yeah, so IGN is on the panel. So, like, we can pretty much guarantee Black Myth Wukong probably isn't going to win the Game of the Year. Maybe it will. Maybe I could be wrong, but I think this definitely reduces the probability of it happening, right? So yeah. Are you of the opinion that anything other than Wukong winning is a robbery? In my opinion, I can't see how you could come to any other conclusion that Black Myth Wukong isn't the game of the year. I don't think that in any way you could come to that conclusion. Metaphor as well. Metaphor is very good. It's a great game, but I think Black Myth Wukong is way better than Metaphor. I have not played Final Fantasy VII, so that's the one that I can't comment on. But anyway, let's go back. We're going to look at the rest of these. And also, I think that it was very obvious with Black Myth Wukong that the way that it was covered was extremely biased and totally agenda-driven. Completely agenda-driven. NPR, famous for their neutral reporting. So NPR is there, kind of funny. Who's Andy Cortez targeted Smash JT, the same Andy who caused gamers misled by grifters for criticizing DEI. PC Gamer, who just published a bullshit ADL report about Steam normalizing hate and extremism. None of this represents gamers or what gamers value. Mark Kern is completely right about this. None of these people accurately represent what gamers care about. This is absolutely true. They don't represent gamers. They don't represent people that are interested in video games. They don't represent the fan base. These are people who are inserting themselves into the fan base to make the fan base congruent with their worldview. That's mainly what they're doing. I'm gonna be so surprised when a new committee show is created next year. Yeah, I think so too. Sony and Nintendo are among the advisory board. That's why they state exclusive games cannot be at a disadvantage. Oh, of course, right? Yeah, what a surprise. And, Wukong and Stellar Blade will be snubbed. Dragon Age Veilguard will be lauded and propped up. Yeah, I mean, I think if Dragon Age Veilguard wins anything, there's going to be a problem. It's crazy. So it's entirely rigged? Oh, it's not entirely rigged. It's 90% rigged. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. So don't watch the Game Awards and not care about it at all since they don't care about us? Noted. Well, I'll still watch it and see what happens, right? I mean, I'm not going to watch the event. But, like, I definitely wouldn't take it as seriously whenever you're making voting and you're deciding voting based off of 90% of a jury of people. And I think that ultimately, like, that jury of people, I don't think accurately represents what I believe as a gamer and what I care about whenever I'm looking at video games. I think that these are people who are trying to insert themselves into gaming and trying to use gaming as a vehicle to push a worldview. That's really what it is. A jury of biased people. Yeah, I guess so. I think that having a little bit of a jury vote on things is okay, like maybe 10 or 20%. But besides that is like way too much. 90% is insane. So yeah. Game Awards still shouldn't be a pure popularity contest. I don't think it should be a pure popularity contest, but I think that there's a reason why certain games are extremely popular, right? I mean, like, let's be honest. A lot of times games are really popular because they're very good. So yeah. If they don't show the voting count for users, it's fucked. They're not going to. Yeah, they don't. A lot of award shows don't do that. And I think that most award shows are kind of biased as well, or like rigged in one way or another. And so, yeah, I'm really not a big fan of them. And actually, I am a fan of them in a way. It's not really true. I'm kind of a fan of them. But at the same time, it's just crazy. Was this a problem last year? I don't know if it was stated last year. I don't remember talking about it. Why the newspapers or podcasts part of the jury? That doesn't make any sense. That's the neat part. It doesn't. Veilguard is going to sweep. What if Veilguard wins Game of the Year? I actually kind of want that to happen because it will be so fucking funny. It will be fucking hilarious if Dragon Age Veilguard wins Game of the Year. Oh my god. Yeah, wow. Why would you not want Game of the Year to be a popularity contest? I feel like there are certain instances where, like, maybe you'd want to give, like, a little bit more credit to something else, especially if there's, like, a, you know, like, brigading on a vote. But otherwise, I mean, I think it should be mostly a popularity contest. Like, absolutely it should be. I'm just saying it shouldn't be 100% a popularity contest. I feel like that's not really that crazy of an opinion, right? And so, yeah, anyway, let me go back over and look at a few more of these. So, yes, the Game Awards, I don't know what to say about this, but it's very weird. The jury for the Game Awards. Polygon, PC Gamer, LA Times. Why would the LA Times be voting on video games? How does this represent gamers at all? NPR or Pride.com. Why are they voting Variety? Why are they voting on video games? What's going on? It's just their sponsors? No, it's not. These are the people that are voting. Yeah, that's what's happening. What is this? If that's the jury, Veilguard is going to be contending? Yeah, absolutely. I expect Dustborn, Concord, and Veilguard to be all the hot contenders. It would be really funny if they did that. Let's side table PC Gamer and the likes for a moment. What the hell makes LA Times, NPR, Variety, or Pride.com qualified for judging video games? Yeah, exactly. It's outrageous. Propaganda must wash over all media or it won't take root. Absolutely. Completely agree. Is Pride that kind of pride? Looks like it. Yeah, I mean, it's an identity politics, social politics website. Why would it be involved with a video game vote? That's so weird. I don't know what to say. But, yeah. There we go. Game Awards are going to be very interesting this year. I'll tell you that. 90% voted by a jury. Why? Why the fuck would they do that? Why do games companies tolerate this? Because people still buy the games. Yeah, no, like, games companies don't really give a shit about this one way or another. Yeah, game retarded or conspiracy? Yeah, true. Over 800 Utah homes lost power after a woman climbed on the transformer. Can you imagine having to be a police officer? Yeah! Yeah, Carrie got on the power line again. We had to get her off. Oh my god. What is she doing? Jesus. Oh my god. Wow, she's lucky she's not fried. Yeah, apparently 800 people lost power out of this. See, this is why you need to reopen the asylums and put these people in it. You don't need people like this. They're gonna get themselves hurt. Yeah, they're getting themselves hurt doing all this shit. She do it herself? I imagine it's a suicide attempt? Well, that's not a very good job. Yeah. Should be jailed for 8 years? Yeah, they should put her in jail for this for sure. That's crazy. But why do we need to protect them and cost people money? Because their family members pay taxes, and their family members deserve to be able to expect that other people in their family, whether they don't have the amount of money to take care of themselves, will still be taken care of. That's the way a collectively good society works. So, like, she might be a complete invalid, retard, crazy, stupid, nutball, needs a lobotomy person, but she probably has family members that are not like that. She might have, you know, a parents that paid into the tax system for years, you know, other people that paid into the system for years. And those people, like, that's why you're paying your money in. That's what you're doing. Yeah, she's a human being. Well, I don't care about that. That's not the point. It's that people's tax money goes towards this. Not everybody is going to be a net positive on the system. There are going to be people that are negatives. That's what happens. That's how social safety nets work.